Peter Drucker once observed that within nearly every business, no part operates at a lower efficiency than the human resources. He wrote, "The few enterprises that have been able to tap this unused reservoir of human ability and attitude have achieved spectacular increases in productivity and output." The way to unleash this potential is to develop what Drucker called the managerial attitude. Today, at a time when the most popular management wisdom seems to come from Dilbert and The Office, the phrase managerial attitude may call to mind bumbling and buffoonery. But for Drucker, it was defined by effectiveness and responsibility, and there is a systematic way to learn these behaviors. There are 3 key questions that will help you on this path. The first is, how do I discover and develop my strengths? Most people think they know what they're good at. They are usually wrong. More often, they focus on correcting weaknesses. And yet, you can perform only with your strengths. You can't build performance on weakness. There is one surefire way to uncover your strengths, through feedback analysis. Whenever you make a key decision and whenever you take a key action, write it down, along with what you expect will happen. About 9 to 12 months later, you should then check your results against your expectations. This simple procedure will tell you where your strengths are and what you do or fail to do that deprives you of the full yield from your strengths. In addition, it will show you where you are not particularly competent, as well as where you have no strengths and simply cannot perform. After you've digested your feedback analysis, the next steps are clear. Concentrate on your strengths. Place yourself where your strengths can produce performance and results. Work on improving your strengths, in some cases by acquiring new knowledge. Next, you should use the feedback analysis to help you remedy your bad habits, not following through on things, for example. And you can also use this tool to help you determine what not to do. Waste as little effort as possible on improving areas of low competence. It takes far more energy and far more work to improve from incompetence to low mediocrity than it takes to improve from first-rate performance to excellence. In this workshop, we don't have the luxury of conducting a full 12-month feedback analysis. So today, we'll use a variation called appreciative inquiry that can be completed in less than an hour. Before we get there, though, let's take a look at Peter Drucker's 2 other major questions for discovering who you are as a manager. How do I perform is as important a question as what are my strengths? In fact, it may be even more important. Amazingly few people know how they get things done. The first thing you should know about how you perform is whether you are a reader or a listener. Very few people are both. Drucker, for his part, studied how different presidents, Dwight Eisenhower, Franklin Roosevelt, Harry Truman, and Lyndon Johnson, made the most or the least of being a reader or listener. The second thing you should know about how you perform is how you learn. There are probably a half-dozen different ways to learn. Some learn by taking notes, some by hearing themselves talk, some by writing, and some by doing. Last, you'll need to know in what way you work best, with other people or as a loner. If you work well with others, then comes the follow-up, exactly how? Some people work best as subordinates. Some people work best as team members. Some work exceedingly well as coaches or mentors, while others are a bad fit for such roles. Do you perform well under stress, or do you need a highly structured and predictable environment? Do you work best as a minnow in a big organization, or as a big fish in a small organization? Few people work well in both situations. Another crucial question: do you produce results as a decision maker or as an advisor? The conclusion: do not try to change yourself. You are unlikely to be successful. But work and work hard to improve the way you naturally perform.